Public Affairs Forum of WZTV Fox 17. And now your host, Dr. James Haney.
Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Survival Skills Program, and we're fortunate to have with us a person who has been involved with this Survival Skills Program, Mr. KStephens, who is the facilitator for the program. And Mr. Stephens, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Haney.
You know, when we talk about, Mr. Stephens, Survival Skills Program, exactly what are we talking about, and where is this program located within the government itself? Tell us as much as you possibly can about this program.
Survival Skills for Men was developed by Dr. Linda Thurston at Kansas State University. It was developed because there was a Survival Skills for Women program that was established some 6 or 7 years ago that has been and is changing the lives of women today. It is and was so successful that there had to be a parallel. Here comes the program for men. She developed this program at Kansas State University, and in doing so, Tennessee became one of the pilot sites. And our government and our administrators, our commissioner, Dr. James Davenport, and the Human Services got together and accepted this challenge. I applaud them for accepting that challenge because it helps to address current issues today. And Nashville was one of the sites selected, as was Memphis, as a pilot study. And praise the Lord, I have been selected to be the first facilitator out of Nashville. We went to a very intensive study course that lasted 3 or 4 days in Memphis. And the program began in Nashville. Our recipients came from the Department of Human Services. The program is a 10-session workshop that covers money management, that covers coping with crisis, that covers health problems, that covers different things dealing with the family, dealing with legal rights, legal responsibilities, and etc.
And so this is a program that attempts to reach a certain group of males rather than any other group. And
we're blessed because it addressed a issue, a problem that prevails in our society today as an unforgotten entity, the male. And the situation has come back and they addressed this problem, and it is successful.
When you talk about survival skills, and I think you've already mentioned that there are a number of seminars connected with this and a course of study, but exactly what are we talking about? I mean, are these the skills that a person will need in order to survive, and is it more than just survival, or what exactly what are we talking about in terms of skills?
Takes, for instance, the goals and aspirations. It is a situation where men sit down in a group setting and explain, explore, and find out who our heroes are. I use myself as an icebreaker. My parents were my heroes. My father and my mother, they're both still living. We have 7 kids, all of us graduated from college. So there in itself, they have led us and given us the roots to do and excel in what we're about. So what we try to do is in each one of these different workshops, we have a practical experience. As we hash the different subjects around, these guys are experts in their own lives. So we utilize that in conjunction with the educational material, and what a beautiful, beautiful issue and discussion we do get from that.
What are the natures of some of the discussions that you happen to supervise that are dealing with these young men?
Well, probably one of the most is getting a job. Now, most people think just if you go out and look for 3 different sites, that's enough to get a job. Finding a job is a 40-hour-week job in itself. And we got to reiterate to these guys that if you want to find, work is there. But if you want to find a job, you really have to put something into it. Not just going to a place applying for a job, but it's your appearance, how you go, how you talk, how you present yourself. What have you, first of all, we stop and say, how have you done it in the past? Let's make a change. Let's try to improve on your approach about procuring work.
In other words, you were not successful in securing a job in the past, so evidently something was wrong, and so now you're concerned about improving whatever they've been able to do.
That is true, and Networking probably is your biggest element. They only have a limited source of places to go seeking work. They'll come to the unemployment office, or they'll go to office here or there, but family becomes a very important part of networking for work. Your churches, your different people that you know, friends of friends become important, as well as the Employment Security Office.
When you think about the survival skills and some of the problems that many of these young persons have, exactly what age group are we talking about, and what education level do we find that you're dealing with for the most part?
We're dealing with men from ages 18 to 40, and all of these are food stamp recipients. So they have their own food stamps, and that's one of the criteria to be eligible for the program.
Well, why don't you talk about the eligibility now? Because I'm sure that, that there are some persons who are watching this morning who would like to know about how to become involved in such a program and exactly some of the things that are connected with that program.
Well, it is exclusive for food stamp recipients, and anyone who's interested must go through the food stamp office, the Human Services Department, and they will refer you or the person who is want to be attendee to employment security. And
so in many instances, many of these persons, in terms of their own education level, might not have completed high school. Is that it? Or do you find that?
Well, the good thing about the Tennessee Department of Employment Security, we have so many programs that meet the needs of all of the people. So they need to go and contact some of the agencies and find out what programs are available and get in those said programs. We at Employment Security, we do have referrals from Human Services, and going back to get your GED is one program. So whatever your problem is or whatever the situation you find yourself, it can give you some directions about what to do.
In other words, no matter what your situation might be, whether you're connected with the program that you facilitate or some other program, that the Department of Employment Security has some program or some project that can assist you in